everyone, it's Kerry back with you today. I'm here for Why in the ABC April 2026 challenge hosted by Margaret and Tony. Links to the ladies' channels will be in the description box below. And I'm going to be working with yarn today. I think it's one of those sort of underrated craft supplies. I've got 3 really super quick little projects to show you today. So I'm just going to pop these over to the side and we'll get straight onto it. So the first one we're going to do are these little yarn cards. Now this is more of an organisation thing, but it could be used in a journal as well. I've printed out some of these library cards from Rennie's Library Cards and Pockets kit, set 1. And she's got them in neutral tones, but then also in white. And I've printed them in the white because I think it gives a truer version of the colour when I look at it. But if you want to make them really pretty and include them in journals, you could definitely use the neutral printed ones. And I've gone ahead and printed and cut out some plain white ones. Now my thoughts with this would be, like, yarn can be quite bulky and take up lots of room. If you had these little yarn cards in your craft space, you could just have a look and go, okay, yes, I've got this blue that I like for this tag, and on this side you could write the name of it and maybe where you store it, or the name of the yarn, where it's from, that sort of thing. Or you could have something like this where these are all the same types of yarn and you've just got them all together, so you know if you wanted to be working with a certain type of yarn, these are the colours you've got available. So super quick and easy to do. And I've just got a couple of different blue yarns here. I'm not going to do the whole shebang because we'll be here all day. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now I have used the lines on the card to help me determine how many holes I want to put in my card. And I've just got a simple single hole punch here. So for example, on this card I would put one hole in between, or I'd share one hole between 2 writing sections. So I sort of eyeball it and I'm lining up the end of my punch with this line that's on the card. And now do I want to do one? No, maybe I'll do 2, one hole for every 3 lines. So roughly getting that in the middle there. Come to the next 3 lines. Next 3 lines. Next 3. And the last 3. So you can see my actual line of holes isn't that straight. Then I would just take a length of my yarn. I've sort of roughly figured out about 1 metre works good, or for me anyway. And I cut my yarn, I fold it in half twice, so it's about this long, and then I'm just going to poke it through my hole, make sure I get all the loops to go through, and then I just thread it back through the loop and let it hang out the side there. Now if that's too long you could cut it down. Maybe you want to leave it long because you like to have, especially with a variegated wool, you want to see if it works well with your image or whatever. And then I'll just pop one yarn in each hole, and I would write on here, it's made by Happy Yarns, the colour is sky blue, and I keep it in box 3, shelf 6 or whatever, however. And then you can just have a whole bunch of these sitting on a ring on your desk or something, and if you want to match your yarns to a project, you can come in and go, yes, I like the look of that, and then you've sort of got a little library of yarns. So that was that little idea. Now you don't have to stop at that. These would look super cute poking out of the side of a journal. So let's say, for example, you wanted to pop that card in your journal. When you close it, you've got this sort of nice tassel-y looking thing hanging out the side there, and that would make a cute embellishment on a page as well. So multi-use for that one, pretty quick and easy. So we'll do these ones next, and these are pretty self-explanatory really. So I'm just going to grab a piece of chipboard here, and I just prefer to use the chipboard because I like the sturdiness of it. And I've got some images here. These are from Rainy's vintage flower strips, I think it is. So I'll just cut one out from here. Okay, so to create this one here, I want to pop a little slot down the side of my card here. Now I've got this slot punch that I think it's actually for popping slots in ID cards, and I'm just going to punch out a little slot space in my card here, but I want it a bit longer, so I'm going to punch it again, and that should be enough, I think. Now if you don't have one of these slot punches, I think I got this off eBay or Amazon, I can't remember to be sure, but you can still achieve this slot look with a hole punch and a ruler and knife. If this was my card, I could pop a hole in here, and I would measure it out so that it was exact, but I'm just eyeballing it to show you. So I'll punch 2 holes, and then that little section in the middle between the 2 holes, I would use a ruler and knife to cut that away. So just lining the edges of the holes up, and same on the bottom. Of course mine are not even because I didn't measure. And then you just pop out that little piece in the middle, and it gives you a slot. So that's how you can do it with that. And if you've got a smaller hole punch, then you would get a more narrow slot. Okay, so I've sort of got these colours on here, dark blue, light blue, dark blue, light blue. So I'm going to do the same thing. So to begin with, I'm just going to grab my dark blue, and I just want to pull off about 1 metre. Then I'm just going to punch you in the camera. Sorry about that. So then I just sort of wind my yarns or fold my yarns so that I end up with a loop on one end, and then I'm just going to feed my loop through my slot, make sure I grab all of the pieces, all of the loops, and then just thread that back through the loop and pull that up to the top, and then I'll just repeat the process however many times I need to fill up my slot. So I'm just squishing them all down to one end so that I've got enough room to try and squeeze my last little loop through. Could also use a crochet hook or some other little hook piece of wire or something to help you get the loops through. Alright, then spread them back out again. So then you can just come in and cut the loops individually if you want it to look sort of more uneven like a tassel, or if you want it to be even, you can just sort of line them up and trim the ends off. And then they will sort of hang down the side of your tag like that. So they look super cute hanging out of a journal, so you could just find a page and attach your tag to the journal, and then when you close it you've got this cute little tassely bit hanging out. Or you could do the same thing on like a tab, like a page tab, and then you could just have a page tab hanging out of the journal, and then probably glue something over it or make this out of a decorative piece, and then have it as a page tab hanging out of the journal with the tassel. And of course if you wanted to have the tassel on the top, then you would just do the exact same thing. Here's a little shorter one that I made with the other card, probably a little bit too short, but anyway. And again, they look great when they're just poking out the top of your journal. Got all this sort of lovely texture to play with hanging out the top of the journal. Now for this one here, I made some charms, I don't know, a couple of months ago using these bobbin tags, but they were like a teeny tiny version. They came out super cute, and I used embroidery floss on my little tags, and they were just for decoration. They weren't to be used as a practical item. But if you're using a bigger one, perhaps you only want a small amount of this yarn in your craft space, or you've picked up some a bag of random yarns from the op shop and there's not much left on it. So I'm going to be using one of these bobbin tags today that I've cut on the laser. We do have these in the shop, but you could easily create your own by just cutting out a tag shape and then popping some little notches in the side. And again, I'm going to work with my blue yarns, so I think I might have a mushroom image this time because I've got a flower one here. So which mushroom image do I want? I think this one's going to work better with the yarn colours that I have already out. So I'll just cut this one out. So I'm just going to ink around those three sides because I'll end up chopping a piece of this off and the rest of it will be hidden. Before I glue my image down, I'm just going to pop some stamping in the background, and it's just to add a bit of interest. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with my image now, and I want to make sure I don't cover up my hole. So I'll just cut about there. So I've got that on there. Now I'm going to take some of my wool or yarn, and I'm just going to start wrapping around my bobbin. And I think I might add a little bit of both of these. So do I want to add them together? Yeah, I think I'll just add them together. Alright, and when you think you've got enough, you can just cut it off, and I'm just going to use a bit of tape to hold it down. Don't have any plain sticky tape, so I'll just use a little bit of vintage tape here. Actually, probably better if I tuck it in first. So this one has snuck out. Just tuck it back in. Then tuck these ones in. And I'll just secure the ends there, so if I want to find the ends so that I can actually use my wool, then I can find them there. So that looks super cute. Probably should have left a little bit more of that mushroom exposed. And then to finish off, I've just come in with a eyelet and a jump ring. So just got a little scrap of lace and a tiny little vintage piece of paper. And just pin that on there. So there we go, little charm. So that way I could have a few of these at my desk, and I can just unwind some of the yarn to use when I just want a little bit, or you could pop it in a journal in a pocket or even just clipped onto a page, and that would look super cute as well. So these ones are probably my favourite, and these are super fun to make. I actually really enjoyed making the charms of these, and I'll pop a picture of those up here if I can find it, and a link to that video in the description box below. So thank you so much for joining me today for Y in the ABC April 2026 challenge. I will be back tomorrow with Z. I cannot believe I have made it all the way through the alphabet almost, as long as tomorrow goes without a hitch. I've already planned tomorrow's project, and I can't tell whether that one or the X, I think, were my favourite. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'll leave links in the description box below to any of the digitals that I've used in today's makes, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.